Here is the Tales of the Valiant Kickstarter page. It just went live this morning. Obviously, lots of people are backing it. I haven't backed it yet. But we have taken a look at what it is and the previews they've released. I think they released 3 previews or something like that. So we did take a look at that on the morning grind. Obviously, this is popular. They've already passed. They had a $100,000 goal. They're going for 31 days. They've already raised $169. So we've had mixed opinions on what they're on this game. It seems like here on this channel, just because some people are looking for something very different from 5th edition. This looks like one of the possible, or one of the revisions of 5th edition that is happening now. It makes sense because Kobold Press has so much material that's already written for 5th edition that they would want all of their body of material and their catalog to still be relevant. And I would do that if I were in their position. So I guess it makes sense that they are the ones who are not going, that of the system that they're creating, we shouldn't have been expecting them to do one that's completely different from 5th edition. See, perhaps Mark Tassin and the Cool Name RPG. I still follow the Mark Tassin's design videos, and I really like them. I want to talk more about that. When he starts releasing some material, we need to look at that in the morning grind. Let's see. So they've come out of the gate strong, but then again, you would expect that with Kobold Press. So story, be bold, be brave. The new Tales of the Valiant RPG keeps the 5th edition community independent and tabletop moving forward. Use it to tell your own tales of 5e high adventure. There was a lot of speculation about I will back it. Micah, however, says presently I'm choosing not to back it. Core Fantasy RPG is their equivalent of the SRD that will be coming out. Right. So Tales of the Valiant is the branded version of the rule set. They've eliminated Black Flag, although I kind of like the name Black Flag. Core Fantasy RPG is the core rules that will be coming out. And at present, it's still too close to 5e for me to want to purchase, even with the discounted PDF pricing. Neutromancer says, I'm in the want something different from 5e camp, but I understand the reasoning to do it. I agree. I'm in that camp too. I understand also need the reasoning to do it, and I also understand the need in the community. Some people will want people to carry on the 5e banner because that's what they're playing. That's what they've got. They've got a lot of material for that. Perhaps they've already got a bunch of house rules for it without having to actually purchase something from Wizards of the Coast. I also get it from that direction. Sable Phoenix says, I hate to be negative, but I don't see a reason to back Tales of the Valiant. With all the OSR out there and the upcoming Daggerheart and Matt Colville's unnamed project, I don't see the point. There are so many projects out there. And we're going to take a look at both Daggerheart, and we'll follow what Matt is doing when he releases material as well. Let's see. Tales of the Valiant keeps the best of the 5e D&D and adds a Kobold Press spin to the well-loved game. It combines the Creative Commons foundation of 5th edition with new elements to create a powerful Kobold-style 5e with teeth. New 5e options. Of course, Tales of the Valiant includes the Wizard, Fighter, Wizard, Rogue, Dwarves, and Elves. Much more than that, it provides a wealth of new options and expanded gameplay. Explore the new Mechanist class and try out the Kobold, Crusade, Outsider, and Beastkin character lineages. Tales of the Valiant provides hundreds of new options for talents, spells, and monsters. Early access to private playtesters. Backers get 2 exclusive playtest packets containing new classes and new creatures not available until the public until later. Ah, I see. Because I didn't think we had seen it all. I think we saw 3 Kobold Press playtest packets, but that surely could not have been all of it. Let's see. Retaining compatibility, we got that. I do the black, of course, these carrying the Black Flag. Tales of the Valiant. You would think that if it were the Tales of the Valiant, would have a brighter colored banners here. But I like that for Black Flag. So what are the pledge levels and what are people going for? Tales of the Valiant RPG PDF collection, $48, 180 backers. Tales of the Valiant RPG Player's Guide hardcover, Player's Guide PDF, alpha release PDF, 2 Kickstarter, and so that's 44 backers. So what are people coming in for? 1 backer at 59 level. Have they got a bunch of pledge levels? It looks like they do have a bunch of pledge levels. This is a limited one. Oh, so people are coming in for a limited one. Limited edition Player's Guide, the foundation of Tales of the Valiant. This reward includes the Player's Guide and a limited edition 2-color foil treatment with ribbon, bookmarks, and sturdy sewn backing. Also includes the PDF format, 2 exclusive playtest packets, and the alpha release PDF. Shipping not included, 500 of those. Of course, doing that is doing an alternate cover is very popular. I'll think about that eventually. So obviously, because this is the sewn stuff, this is not print on demand. That's an interesting way to do it. Doing a limited run of limited edition hardcovers that are done through offset printing. Oh, this one is also big. Limited edition Monster Vault. Limited edition Monster Edition Vault hardcover. 500 of those. So that's what people are coming for. VT license. So it looks like a lot of people were showing up specifically to get those limited pledge levels. So that looks like their bread and butter at the moment. Pledge 99. Yeah, they've got tons of pledge levels. 602 people coming in for Player's Guide hardcover, Monster Vault hardcover slipcase as well. Yeah, well, they got tons of pledge levels. Okay. So Monster Vault and core rulebooks. It's a nice looking page. It's a nice looking page. When are they saying this will come out? April 2024. So a little bit under a year. Sable Phoenix says, nothing I've seen about it so far has been inspiring. Micah says, I do see some tweaks that are on improvement, but not enough to start waiting for their SRD, but just waiting for their SRD if developing things for it or playing with it. Yeah, Black Flag was always just a project name, but I liked it. Micah says, I did prefer Black Flag as a name, even a project name, but I think they could have incorporated it. At least the project image has a black flag and banners. We got to look at that some more. I've got that on the list. I've got tons of games over here on the morning grind to look at, and DC 20 is on the list. So here's my list of stuff, list of topics for the morning grind that we keep adding to. So DC 20 is still on the list. Even though I don't want to do D&D anymore, I still want to play Warcaster and Iron Kingdom someday. So maybe this is obviously the Kobold Press crew. People who are coming, the Kobold Press fans are coming out for this. I suppose if you are deep into the Kobold Press worlds, like Midgard, and you're heavily invested, this would probably make a lot of sense. And there are a lot of people like that. We've talked about, there's also the advanced 5th edition that's done by InWorld. And I'm not sure, I'm still trying to figure out why exactly that doesn't have the traction or more traction than it does. Because if you're looking for an extension or revision of 5th edition, that's one company that had already done it. But man, I just did not see a lot of that. A lot of the same ideas that Dungeon Coach has for it are the same things that that lean toward for the Farid system, even if it isn't near the same. A lot of things that Mark Tassin was talking about for Cool Name are a lot of things that I was thinking about for Faded Edge. I thought that was interesting. Once he gets some material out, we'll compare. Some written material out. Oh, Sable Phoenix says, I'm surprised the second draft of the Orc license has come out to almost no commentary. I have not seen that. Now, I have not been over there on the Discord server yet, on the Orc Discord server, just because I haven't. But I completely forgot. Personally, I forgot. I saw some kind of email that said that it came out for commentary, but then we didn't look at it on the grind. We'll look at the final release, but that's interesting that there isn't a lot of Orc commentary on the Orc license. PH says, I'm waiting on DC 20, but I'm not opposed to letting Kobold Press tell us of the days of high adventure. Oh, Micah says, oh, it had quite a bit of commentary just on the Discord server, not publicly, because they didn't change a whole lot from the first draft. Some necessary changes, though. We talked about that. I wonder if there was some concern about, man, I forget what the concern was, but there was some concern here on the morning grind. So I wonder if that got addressed. Finally, is that a handle name to take notice of something I've been harping on since the first draft. So my 2 issues will be addressed next draft, which is good. I'm not the only one to discuss them, but they were ignored in the first draft updates outside AXE. Zero Theory says, I think they should say something like for use with all Kobold Press books so folks know they're getting well-established source materials. That should be their selling point. Neutromancer says, maybe it's because A5e, Advanced 5e, predates the OGL shenanigans. They didn't get the same exposure. But they may not have, but still, I would have thought that even before that, people would have been interested in an advanced version of 5e. And it seems like they should have been there to capitalize. Micah says, yeah, Cool Name RPG has some overlap, but it's largely been discussions rather than solid stuff so far. It has been. Good discussions of ideas, at least, some of which I was already using. Yeah, I'm waiting for him to put out some written material so we can look at it here on the grind, but I've really been enjoying his discussions. If you haven't checked out, that's Mechanical Muse. The name of that publishing company, Mark Tassin, the Cool Name RPG, he ran a Kickstarter. Mechanical Muse is the name of the publishing company, and you can find that also on Kickstarter here. Yeah, they didn't really push marketing enough, and Google buries it with just the 5e. Oh, Iquander is Eric Mona? Oh, okay. I didn't know that was okay. So that was Eric Mona. Okay, awesome. I still want to talk to him. I've got him on the list for Table Talk, but sometimes it's just difficult to coordinate people or to remember to reach out to people. So one day I hope to have Eric Mona on a Table Talk.